Welcome to AI in Recruitment, the podcast series where we explore the exciting and the rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence in talent acquisition. As technology continues to advance, the use of AI in recruitment is becoming more prevalent, offering recruiters and HR professionals new opportunities to enhance their hiring processes and make more data-driven decisions.
You're using some really fancy words there.
Yes, it is. And it's not something I wrote.
Surprising.
Yes. It was ChatGPT. The tool's helping me to write this intro, and there's much more. And well, I really like it.
I mean, I like it. You're using words you usually wouldn't use, so I think that's definitely a step up.
Well, me talking English are a lot of words I never use. So I'm out of my comfort zone with this new podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be here as well.
Yeah. Well, what is it? This is a new podcast about artificial intelligence in recruitment. So it's all in the name. And the idea, we had contact, we work together within recruitmenttech.com and all the other websites. The third thing I thought was we should do it about ChatGPT.
Yep.
But then we discussed it and think it's better to make it a little bit bigger.
Yep. Yeah, you have to, because, you know, ChatGPT could be gone in a year and a half and some other hype could be taking over. So I think for us, it's important to be sort of judicious about our title. And, you know, we've obviously had the Clubhouse stuff during COVID where everyone loved Clubhouse for about 2 months and then Clubhouse died and no one is talking about Clubhouse anymore. So,
well, ChatGPT started the 13th of November, 2022. So it's 4 months now. So it's taking more time than the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
So, what is this all about? This podcast? Well, it's about artificial intelligence, and let's say something to everybody listening now. We are no artificial intelligence expert.
I don't think we claim to be. We could. No, I'm not.
You're not. We do write, read, and talk a lot about recruitment technology.
Yep.
In which
it's a big part, isn't it? Artificial intelligence it's become the buzzword in recruitment technology, and everything is AI powered and everything is AI generated, and it's definitely become the buzzword. But I think for us, it's trying to get a deeper understanding of what it really is in recruitment, because it's so easy to talk about AI. And, you know, I think it's important that what you just said is we're not claiming to be experts. So don't contact us saying, right, be an expert on this, because we're not. And I think a lot of people really are. I think a lot of people are just doing guesswork and trying to guess, you know, what's next. You know, essentially it's tough because you're talking about algorithms and that isn't particularly sexy. But for some reason, artificial intelligence as a buzzword has definitely become a bit sexy, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is. So what we do during this show is saying things loud, questioning all things. Of course, we did some preparation, but we will also dive into tools in real time at the show.
Yeah.
And I think it's also important, although it's recorded in advance when you're listening to this, we really want your input. What are your questions? So please send them to info@recruitmenttech.com. So maybe in one of the next episodes, we can get to your topic.
Sounds good.
Okay. So this is the first episode. I think it's good to do some, tell something who we are.
Yeah.
And the topic of the first edition, I think it's logical to talk about what is AI.
What is it?
What is it? I think we can make a podcast about 10 days about it.
We could sit here for a good few more days and talking about it. Yeah.
And then you're not complete, so we won't be complete, but we won't help you. We dive also. We use AI to find out what it is, and also some old-fashioned sources. But first, Jasper, of Jasper.
Or you can call me Jasper.
You can Jasper. I know for the people, we're both from the Netherlands. He's the one who's speaking English very well, and I'm the other one. So starting with you.
So yeah, I mean, we've known each other for a few years now. So I'm Jasper. I've researched and written about recruitment, talent acquisition, HR, and of course recruitment technology for the past 3 or 4 years now. So for our websites, I write in Dutch, Flemish, some German, and of course English, about all things recruitment technology. And I feel like it's a very valuable thing because our main aim, as you sort of approached me back about a few years back, is just to sort of bring vendors and users of recruitment technology together. And I think that's good because I usually use the same analogy when people ask me what on earth is it that I do. It's writing about a market where it feels like every couple of hours a new tool is being born, and I feel like it hasn't been made particularly easy on recruiters and those responsible for doing recruitment technology within their organizations to sort of get a grip on what's going on and get a grip on what it is that they need for their organization, because it's become so easy. Every tool screams that we're the most useful thing in the world, we're the best thing since sliced bread, and sometimes it's not. And I feel like it's our job to sort of twist and turn and see, what's out there and write about it and help them get a real understanding of what's out there and what could actually help them, rather than just running after every tool that's being born and thinking, right, okay, we need this, we need that. It's just about a strategy, and I think we do a good job of helping them accumulate that strategy.
Yeah, and you write also articles about AI in ChatGPT.
Yep.
And the last one was in I think the beginning of December. Just 1 week after they launched ChatGPT.
Yep.
From OpenAI, the company, and you can see it's something people are really interested in. It's read very well.
It's creating traction, and you can see that. I think it's already one of the best read articles that we've ever had. So that tells you something. There's a clear need and desire to sort of get to know the ins and outs. And I think it's our job to give them those ins and outs and to try and get a grip on what's going on with ChatGPT, obviously.
Yeah, and of course all the other tools using artificial intelligence. And we just did a research for the 3rd time in the Netherlands. It's the Recruitment Tech Survey, in which we ask recruiters about the investments they will do in recruitment technology, but also the tools they used last year.
Yep.
And this year we've got the first time the question about do you already use artificial intelligence within your recruitment tools? And only 16.2% of the people said yes. But a lot of people said, I think so, but I don't know exactly. They
don't know, yeah.
And I think that's a little bit... well, it hasn't to be a problem, but maybe it's a problem because there will be a new law in the Europe about the right use of artificial intelligence, and as not only as the vendor of the recruitment tool who put some artificial intelligence in it, but also as a user, you are responsible for the right use of artificial intelligence.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of become the debate, hasn't it? And it's quite problematic. You could say that a lot of people are using artificial intelligence and they're not sure whether they're using it. I mean, that's weird. I'm using an iPhone. I know I'm using an iPhone. It'd be weird if I answered, I don't know what phone I'm using. We're talking about recruitment, and we're talking about people's livelihoods. So it's good to get a grip on that.
well, later in the show we also start about just after some definitions about what artificial intelligence is. We also look at a common how it's used in daily life, and then I think a lot of people don't realize normal things they do. There's some artificial intelligence in the back being used. So I don't have to take that much time as Jasper to tell something about what I do. I'm the founder of Recruitment Tech Network. Started in 2015 with an event in the Netherlands. Jasper already told about all the different websites we do. We do a lot of events in the Netherlands and Belgium. A Recruitment Tech Demo Day, Recruitment Tech events. We do the Recruitment Tech Awards for several years now. Some survey. We've got a Recruitment Tech landscape. And my aim is to bring vendors and users of recruitment technology together. So that's the network thing, Recruitment Tech Network. So we're not a telephone company or something, but we are a network bringing users, vendors, advisors together with all kind of events and media. So we've got this is the first time we
first
do.
episode.
So we made a script about. What should we talk about? So maybe it's nice to have some segments every episode.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful, isn't it? Yeah.
And just 5 seconds before we started with recording, we were still struggling with some nice intro tunes,
Yeah,
etc.
we were having some tech problems, which is...
So we start now with the AI news. And now it's to me to have the right button.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
I
See
think
if you press the right one.
I think this is the right one. Yes. AI in the news. Welcome. So, Jasper, what's your news? Or
I think you can go first.
Shall I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, to make sure AI becomes better and more reliable, a new branch of programming is now getting more attention. And it's called the prompt editor. But there is a much nicer name. It's called the AI whisperer.
Oh, God.
Yes. So it's not Robert Redford talking with robots, but it are consultants because it's new. And if something's new, there are a lot of mistakes in it. And these are people, the prompt editors are people checking AI.
Yep.
Whether it's are there any false things they can be improved. So it's a real job. It's an article in the Washington Post about it in February. And what they also say, it's a temporary job because when the AI is getting better,
they're no longer needed.
They're no longer needed. So
yep.
So I really liked this. Okay, more news.
Yeah. My news is about Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. So, I'm going to do that every time. Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, who you might well know, he's a bit of a interesting figure, has been lately anyway. He's forming a new research lab to develop an alternative to ChatGPT, because he described ChatGPT as being too woke. That's according to the Information website. You can read the article on their website. But it's quite interesting because Musk was obviously one of the original founders of ChatGPT and has invested heavily in the sort of parent company, OpenAI. So, but he left in 2018, which is something I don't know many people know because I still read quite a few articles where they describe Musk as being one of the founders and still active on the board and stuff like that. So, but he actually left in 2018, according to this article, due to disagreements in the company's direction, and has been a vocal critic of the companies and its products. So Musk, who is sort of notorious for being a free speech advocate, right? He called ChatGPT concerning for not being willing to say a racial slur in an absurd hypothetical situation where doing so would save millions of people from a nuclear bomb. Yeah. So there's a bit of an Elon Musk update for you.
Yeah. This morning I did some jogging, some running with the news on it, and there was Musk wants the government to do something about AI not being used well.
Yeah, that sounds like Elon Musk.
So is even Musk asked for a government?
Yeah, so if Elon, if you're listening, we're great fans. If you want to sponsor the show, that's great. Yeah, I'll keep it at that. Yeah.
Okay. More news. It's about. Do I have more? No, got no more news.
No more news.
Oh, but I really like the theme.
The theme song is great.
Yeah. Okay. No more news. Okay. Let's quit with it. Okay. The theme. That was the first theme. Next theme, we want to talk about ChatGPT in the news.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. But now back to today's topic.
The main theme of the episode. Yep.
What is artificial intelligence?
Yeah. So there's obviously different options that we can go here, because I feel like everyone's talking about AI, but I feel like, it's taken me quite a few months and years to get a sort of grip on artificial intelligence as to what it really is. And I was on the train here this morning and I just thought, let me just look it up, say what the Oxford Dictionary says. So the Oxford Dictionary defines it as a theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence. So think about visual perception, speech recognition, decision-making, and translations between languages. So in other words, it's sort of all the stuff we don't want to do ourselves. And yeah, that's what it sort of boils down to for me. We're automating stuff through artificial intelligence. So it's doing stuff that we don't feel like is hugely beneficial if we do it.
It is. I still think there are a lot of people still earning money with those things.
Yeah.
So there will be a change. And already the last 20, 30 years, we are already automation a lot of things. If you look, for example, the financials, the banks.
True.
For example, in the Netherlands, there are almost no offices anymore. Even in the big cities, if you've got one office, then you're lucky with it. So there is already digitalization on the way, but this it changes very quick now. If you look at the intro ChatGPT made.
Right, yeah.
If I really ask the tool and make an intro script for a podcast about AI and recruitment. Well, we just heard at the beginning of the show how well it went. So it's going fast. It's just ChatGPT is just an example of AI.
Yeah.
But of course, there's much more. And I know there's a little bit discussion, but a couple of years ago, people really say, "Oh, I've got AI in my tool." Everybody said, "Oh, it's just marketing because it's deep learning." And also, as a preparation for the show, we both dived into the difference between machine learning and AI. And well, I think it's still different. AI of machine learning is more about. If I look at it, it's more about. Give the computer 1,000 pictures of a car, and then hoping that the next picture he hopes he can identify it also as a car.
Yeah.
So it's more. It's deep learning. It's more giving a lot of examples, hoping the next time it will
picks
know,
up on it.
Picks up in that. So and the difference, and artificial intelligence is more. And that's when you look at, for example, text.
Mm-hmm.
I read it knows what about the contents of something. It knows already what the next word is after the first words you use. So that makes because also about big data. It's all about data in the basics.
Yeah.
But I still think if you look at some. If you ask already for what's the difference between artificial intelligence and deep learning, and maybe we can ask it. We can put it on screen.
Should we ask ChatGPT?
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Go for it.
What is the difference?
So this is where we introduced a third member of the podcast.
Yes. What is the difference between machine learning? You can also
machine learning and artificial intelligence. Yeah.
Learning and artificial intelligence. Let's have a look. This is in real time. It's thinking.
Let's see if the servers are working. Still thinking.
Is it? It shouldn't be. Yeah, still thinking.
It's the problem of doing it live.
Okay, machine learning. There it is. Machine learning and artificial intelligence are two closely related fields, but they are not exactly the same thing. That's what we already said a little bit.
We knew that, yeah.
AI is broad field that encompasses a wide range of techniques and approaches to create intelligence machines that can simulate human intelligence and behavior. AI can be divided into two categories: narrow or weak AI, and general or strong AI. Narrow AI, narrow AI is designed to perform a specific set of tasks, while general AI aims to create machines that can reason, learn, and adapt to any situation. Machine learning, on the other hand, is a subset of AI. So it's part of AI, is the bigger, is above machine learning. That focuses on developing algorithms that enable machines to learn from data without being explicitly programmed. So that's the example I just told about, the 1,000 pictures of a car.
Yep, that's machine learning.
That's machine learning. So if you do machine learning because it's part of AI, if you say, we've got AI on board and you're using machine learning, officially you're right.
Yeah, you're officially right, yeah, but how deeply AI impressive is it?
Yeah, I think that isn't that impressive. So so it's and I think that's maybe we should look at some examples in the real life to see what it really is, because it's nice to have a podcast all about definitions.
Yeah.
But how can it used in our daily lives, or how is it already used in daily lives? For example, the suggestions you got when you look at your Netflix account. If you look at what kind of series you're looking at, and not only the first episode but all the episodes.
Personalized
personalized recommendations. Also with the thumbs up, for example. But it also when you especially now when ChatGPT is embedded within Bing, so the chatbot from of the search engine from Microsoft.
Yeah.
I'm on the waiting list because it's not open for everybody at this moment. And then if you put in a search query, then you got more like a chat giving you the answer like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But the difference with ChatGPT is that it also mentioned the sources.
Yeah, so that's a big one because
that's the difference.
Yeah, because as we wrote in, I think it was November, the main issue, we're talking a lot about ChatGPT, so there's always going to happen in the first episode. But the big problem is, where is their data coming from? Right? They're not being transparent about basically anything. No. So arguably, we could give ChatGPT a prompt, say, write an article in the style of recruitment tech about something that's happened, and they could pretty much copy and paste our style and use our sort of subheadings, and where do we draw the line, because that's obviously copyrighted material. What we've written is not to be copied by anyone.
No.
So that's I mean, and we'll talk about legislation, I think, in one of the other podcasts that's coming up, but it's a big part of the debate for me, because if you're going to copy and paste my style of writing, then that shouldn't be allowed, surely.
Well, I think it's how much sources and how much of the original article is used to write something. So other things, it's about the AI-powered virtual assistants, Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant.
Yep.
I just got another car with a Google CarPlay in it, and my daughter really likes it to say. To play some music, hey Google, and then Spotify play this song and that song.
Yeah, so that's probably the best known version of artificial intelligence in our daily lives. But then, chatbots is obviously another one. If you're gonna, if I order something on Amazon and something's wrong with the order, and I'm chatting to someone about the order, there's a very, very good chance I'm not actually chatting with anyone.
Yeah.
I think this probably known to basically anyone, because the replies that you get is that they're so obvious, they're so obviously scripted, and you can't really put thousands of people behind a laptop anymore. Might as well just use a chatbot and work on scripts and have them sort my issues with Amazon. So that's probably the second biggest example of how it's used in our daily lives.
And it really works, because often when I order something at those marketplaces, I need for the company a VAT invoice with value added tax on it. And then I ask it on the chatbot, and these are, this is more, is this really artificial intelligence or more deep learning? Because if you say sentences about VAT and invoice, they already know. You probably
they know what you're going to ask. Yeah. I think the most excruciating part of it is when you are. I was having a chat with eBay, so a chatbot from eBay the other day, and I was just inquiring about something, and it kept going on. Do you mean this and this? And I was like, no, that's not my question. I just want to know this, right? And it just kept doing that until I just got so fed up with it. And luckily, you usually get an option like chat to an agent, and you need to wait 6 minutes before you can chat to an actual person. And they solved it, but you get quite a few times, despite how long chatbots have been around, that you still get to a time where you think, right, no, you're not solving it for me. I need to talk to an actual human person.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's about the social media. I think about the TikTok, but you keep on scrolling, because every video, every social post is something you really want to read. So it engages you maybe more than you want.
Yep.
So I think that's also one of the big uses
Absolutely.
of AI, the social media. We just talked about my car, but even if you look at your phone using Google traffic in Google Maps, it's really great. It works.
It's real-time traffic, isn't it?
Real-time traffic saying this is another option to go to your destination.
Yep.
Some things in healthcare, and it's really people with some types of cancer. The AI can better see, analyze researches they do to see whether the chance of having cancer is big.
Yeah, just to see if there's patterns, isn't it? That's what AI
better than humans.
Seems to excel at. With our limited knowledge about the subject, I think having a computer look at patterns, that's obviously a huge benefit, because if you're having to spend man hours on that, you're gonna just look at thousands of Excel spreadsheets, and you're not going to see any type of connection.
So and there are much more, of course, but maybe it's nice after the next Chat GPT news. It's great to have some examples of how it's already used in recruitment.
Yeah,
and later on in new episodes we will dive into those examples. But first, it's time for some Chat GPT news.
Press that button.
Wow, is it the right one? Well,
I think it is, but
it is.
I think we're both regretting our choice.
Yeah, I think so. Well, okay.
This is it, yeah. So what's your first bit of news?
Chat GPT news. Okay, the mine is OpenAI is opening up access to its Chat GPT tool via an API. So that means everybody, if you pay, it can be integrated in your applications, in your app, in your software. It started on Wednesday, the 1st of March, so developers can use it to embed it into their own solution. Snap already did it. The Quizlet tutor app. They're already partnering with and experimenting with Chat GPT. And if you look at the investments, well, if you first look, it's 0.002 cents for 1,000 credits. So you think, wow, of 100 credits or something like that.
Yeah.
But then one letter, one word is 40 credits. So if you say a sentence, then you're already at $1, for example. So if you do a lot of data, then it's not that cheap as you think.
Yeah, and you know, you obviously need to look at how much money they've spent on developing this, and you know, they can't just give this thing out for free. Well, they did. You know, the beta version was obviously available to anyone, but you're gonna look at some type of business here.
Of course,
you have to, because if
of
you're
course.
pumping money in this and you're not actually making any of it back, people are gonna have to pay to use it.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Yeah. So and this is the API, so it's more for development in that. And you've also got the ChatGPT as a user. I think it's about $20. I still use the free version, because every time I try it, there are no problems. But I hear from other people, sometimes they have problem with logging in, or
server issues. Server issues has been a
Yeah.
bit of a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the next bit of news. So here's a report from Money Control, who looked at, you know, is how sort of the extent of how ChatGPT is being used within organizations. So these are companies that already use an AI bot. So they had a bit of a survey, and you can see that they use ChatGPT for a variety of reasons. So 66% uses it for writing code, which is, you know, not that surprising. 58% is using it for copywriting and content creation. So, we could be saying we could be replaced. 57% for customer support, which is also not that surprising, and 52% for meeting summaries and other documents. So the other bit that they found is nearly half of US companies currently using ChatGPT said the chatbot has already replaced workers. So that comes from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's warning that the AI chatbot shouldn't be relied on for anything important. You know, you can clearly see that businesses are trying to see how far they can go, basically. But I don't think, none of them really strike me as surprising as far as it's being used. You know, writing code, writing articles, stuff like that. You know, we've obviously tried to write articles with ChatGPT, and I think my personal issue is with that. It's decent as a sort of foundation for a story, but it clearly relies on sort of human intervention to make it an actual story, because it's just paragraphs of text and they don't really mean a lot. But you have to add meaning as a human. Yeah,
it's still experimenting a lot of things, and don't take it for granted. Everything you read or ask AI to do for you.
Yep.
And then it's news from Microsoft. And if you say Microsoft ChatGPT, well, Microsoft owns a part of the company. They invest a lot of money, 10 billion.
10 billion, I believe it
$10
was.
billion
last time, yeah.
So that's make them the big from the big five, the ones who can use the tool, and they integrate it within Windows 11. So I don't know how many people using Windows 11.
Windows 11.
Oh, so 11. Sorry, it's Dunglish.
Your Dutch side came out there.
Windows 11. Sorry, Windows 11. So we added also to the Bing search bar already. You have to log in, and you can put yourself on the list to be on a waiting list for it. So that's really that's really big. So if you look at ChatGPT was released the 3rd of November. So within 4 months, it's already integrated in one of the biggest operating systems.
Yeah, and still it's sort of amazing that to me Bing still exists. You know, I think no one's going about their day and saying, right, no, give me a second. I'll Bing this for you. No, you're Googling it. You're Googling it. So
at this moment, but
I know.
What will it be?
Yeah, who knows, right? Definitely interesting one. I think it's the biggest integration that we've heard of so far. I don't think there's any bigger than that. So we'll see. Maybe that Bing will make a bit of a renaissance in terms of their market shares. Who knows?
Yeah, Bing is the thing at this moment, but still Google.
Bing might be the thing.
Might be the thing. Okay, you have some reservations. The market share of Google is that big, but sometimes things go fast. So
you never know.
No, and the Chat GPT from Google, the BART thing.
Another separate object.
That wasn't that successful. The first launch, maybe too quick. They had to respond.
Could be they had to respond, right? Because we're talking about how many times. I think if we paid our audience $1 for every time we've said Chat GPT, then we're going to be broke. So, we're obviously talking about it. Everyone's talking about it, and no one's really talking about anything else. So you have to try and get that leverage.
This was ChatGPT. Before the segment, we already discussed. We will talk about something that might be the reason why you're listening. Not about finance or Netflix, but how it's already used within recruitment technology. And that's something we really want to dive in the next episode. So now it's just
it's a quick summary, right?
Quick summary, and then I think it's the second episode. We can't ignore it. Is to dive into ChatGPT, and then we haven't decided yet what to talk about. But that might be one of those things. For example, the resume screening. How is AI software being used to help recruiters quickly scan and analyze resumes, identifying candidates, etc.
Yeah, and then obviously candidate sourcing. So AI can be used to sort of search and analyze online profiles, so social media, job board profiles, to sort of quickly identify potential candidates.
Yeah, matching. That's something. I really like it because last week I was in Belgium doing some podcast interviews on location, and I spoke to Hans Mangelschots. He's a HR tech expert in Belgium. About there are some local Belgium companies doing really great things about matching technology. So it's a little bit the matching capital of the world, a Tech Wolf, the Matchbox.
Yeah.
Now I forgot the other one with the A.
Yeah, it's not coming to me.
Oh. So there are some companies, and we discussed it. And Actonomy, that's the one I'm talking about. And he told us about they have some language issues in Belgium because they have 4 official languages.
Yeah.
So 3 and English. So 3 official languages and English. And because of the 3, they also use English because that can replace
easier.
maybe the other ones. So that's maybe the thing. They are really good at things about languages and texts. So what is the disadvantage you have in this kind? You can turn it into advantage because you have to do something about the French, Flemish, and German speaking in Belgium. So really interesting to dive in it about the matching technology.
Yeah, and then obviously we've alluded to chatbots before. We've talked about chatbots, our frustrations with eBay and stuff like that. But many recruitment teams also use chatbots to sort of handle initial candidate screening and answer frequently asked questions. I know WhatsApp integrations have been popular, so that they sort of provide a more efficient and personalized candidate experience. That's what they aim to do. Whether it's more beneficial than talking to an actual human person, I don't know. But when you look at the speed of the hiring process, I feel like chatbots have definitely, they're there. And it's a subject I've sort of delved into the past few weeks, looking at the history of chatbots and how they originate and where they come from. And that's definitely a series that you need to be looking out for on our websites. But chatbot's one of the most frequently used sources of AI.
Yeah, especially for the candidate screening, but also the combination within e-assessment and selection.
Yeah.
Also being used to be diverse and to recruit diverse and inclusive. And we can mention much more examples. We will dive in one of the next episodes.
Absolutely.
Because this is and that I really maybe this was the it's the first episode, so that's always different. Different. Not it's difficult, but also because it's so wide open, because you want to do an introduction about something that it's big as AI.
I think we're both sort of struggling with that because the magnitude of AI is just enormous, and we're reading these off and we're thinking, right, these are seven or so different elements of AI usage in recruitment, and we can probably make 20 episodes per department. So it's tough to pick and choose. And then we've obviously predictive analytics is another one. AI being used to analyze candidate data, sort of past job performance, interview feedback to see, will that candidate be successful in this job, in this organization? I think that in itself is something that's relatively new still. If you look back 20 years and you'd said predictive recruitment, you'd get question marks all over people's faces because what on earth are you talking about? But it's become another buzzword that I think we're both sort of keen to figure out what's behind it and who's behind it and, what's driving this.
Yes, it is. Okay. We're over the 40 minutes now.
Time to wrap up.
Yes, time to wrap up. The first episode, we had it's a late lunch. The first episode, AI in recruitment. I like it. I like the live searching and chatting. Next episode, we won't do it more because we're using ChatGPT, so we can ask ChatGPT more things about it.
Yeah.
I keep on practicing my English. So, okay.
You're not doing bad, mate. I think we're definitely onto something, and I think, like you said, there's a lot of more that we can still learn. Like we said in the beginning, we're not experts. We don't claim to be. I think it's good to get this sort of investigative style of a podcast, and I hope you people out there find this somewhat interesting to listen to.
Yeah. So if you got questions, we would like to we should dive in for the next episode about ChatGPT or one of the other episodes. Please send us an email, info@recruitmenttech.com.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes, play it loud.
Go a bit louder.
I really like this.